This is the E10. It is a Tier 7 E100. It has high alpha damage at 400 per shot. It has an insane level of turn armor, hull armor, and in general is actually a really fun tank to play. I think a lot of people underrate the E10 and its capabilities. The turret on this vehicle, if properly angled, will give you bounces even against certain Tier 8s. And judging that you're sitting in the Tier 7 category, it means that basically every single time you're up against Tier 7s and 6s, you can expect a boatload of bounces. The only real downside of this tank is the mobility. It is incredibly slow. To be fair, the gun is also trash on its accuracy, just like the mouse. But yeah, in terms of its mobility, this vehicle has a pretty tragic power to weight, which can make it incredibly challenging to use when you're trying to get somewhere. But because it has so much health, because it has so much armor, and a good chunk of alpha, it means that you can still get pretty good damage out, even in a not so good situation. So here we are, loading into our first game. Up against us, we have a Lycan, and that's the only 400 alpha tank on the enemy team. And we have much better armor than the Lycan. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. We're going to roll into the battle here and hopefully get some damage out. We have a lot of mediums, which is definitely something to think about. But, oof, you can feel this tank's mobility. It is not fast at all. Oh, look at it go. I don't know where our team's going either. The IS-2 Berlin is not really... I don't know where he's going, honestly. I don't think he knows where he's going, but we're going to move up. We have 3 AFKs so far, so that's very effective, but we're heading here. We're going 25 kilometers per hour so far, which I guess is something. Yeah, I kind of expected the enemy team to go towards the other flank, so we're just going to head over there. I mean, honestly, the route we took isn't a whole lot slower than it would have been anyway to go over towards that side of the map. So yeah, let's head back towards our spawn. Oh, look, our Semovente finally started moving, but our Dracula is still AFK. Well, our AMX is cooked. We're chilling as fast as we can. Well, you know what? The enemy Dracula got pretty heavily bled. That's good. That's good. That's very good. We obviously want the enemy team to be bled when getting in the position here. We have the Fury. We're still moving. Don't you worry about that. Still moving. Oh, thought for a second the Fury might poke. Oh my god, is this thing slow? Move out of my way. Oh my god, it's bugging out. Alright. There you go. 140 damage. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, wow, that was pretty tragic, I won't lie. But it's okay, because you know what? We're going to load in a high explosive on the Type 62 if we can. And there you go. 508 damage into that player. That's a pretty solid chunk. Where's our Dracula going? I honestly don't know. But I'm going to let the Dracula deal with that. Now, this tank does have a surprisingly quick amount of turret traverse, which allows us to aim in on the LTTB with another high explosive and deal a little bit more damage. Now, by the way, this tank weighs a lot, and that means if something like this Lycan were to ram me, they would lose a very, very large portion of their health. So we just overmatch the roof of the Lycan. Nice 500 damage shot into his vehicle. And, yeah, bro can't really hit me in the lower plate. He's probably trying to think, where the heck do I shoot this guy? Because, yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about with this vehicle's armor. It has a lot of armor. Yeah, like, he does pen me. He cuts through... I'm not sure where he penned me, actually, but did get a shell out. But again, the level of armor that this tank has is a surprising amount. The M6 rammed me. It just lost 300 health for that. And I only lost 100 in return. You lost 300 health for that. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, even though this game started off pretty boring, we were still able to turn it around into a pretty good battle. LTTB is obviously going to try and run away, but our Dracula has enough health. Oh, but our Dracula bounces the shot. I mean, we are so slow that we're basically reliant on our Dracula to not lose this brawl. I mean, look at our speed. We can go 30 in a straight line, but that's about it. The traverse speed is tragic. Thankfully, the tank does have good turret traverse, so you can at least get this vehicle to snap a shell. You know, nothing's going to flank you at the level of turret traverse you have. It's just, you're not going to be doing much in the mobility department. So our Dracula's still trying to chase down the LTTB, gets one shell into the LTT, and then all you got to do is get one penning shell. Good. Alright, I was really worried there for a second our Dracula wasn't going to pen that. Oh! I see where the light can pen me, right right under the gun. What the heck? That was a goofy aw shot. But doesn't matter. We got a victory, and with the ram that the M6 hit us with, we actually ended up dealing 2,700 damage, which is a really good result for tier 7. So let's do one more game. Let's see if the E10 can continue to rack up these damage numbers. But yeah, it was a great example of the tank, right? That M6 really thought, oh, I'm going to ram this guy, and then learned very quickly why you don't want to ram the E10. And not only that, but the alpha damage allows you to outtrade basically any tier 6 and most tier 7s, and honestly most tier 8s. Really only tier 8 tank destroyers have more than 400 damage per shot. So here we are, another battle. We have a IS-2, that is a 400 alpha tank, but everything else, not 400 alpha. And it's possible that the IS-2 will be running the 300 alpha gun because it is technically better. But we'll see what we can do here. This is also a good map for my E10 because of the fact it's all hard terrain. Hard terrain is really the only terrain you want to be driving on in a super heavy, and the reason why is because it gives you the most effective power to weight and traverse speed values. So we will actually be somewhat mobile on this terrain versus, any other. Alright, let's move up here. We can actually see I'm chilling at a decent level of speed right now, 34 kilometers per hour. I think this tank's top speed is 32, though, 31. Either way, we're in the town, and I'm hoping that the enemy team will go here. However, judging that nothing's spotted yet, I think we can make a pretty solid guess and say that they're probably not going to go to this flank of the map. Now, we have to be a little reliant on our team, because I'm tempted to push down this road, but you have to remember that if our team doesn't support me at the end of the day, it's not going to go entirely well. So we're going to play this smart. We're going to go this route, and then we'll take a right turn here. And with this maneuvering, it should be the safest way for me to get to the bridge with still cover of my teammates behind and the ability to deal damage. So we have the Aufklärungs, and we're going to aim it on that tank, and boom, 473. Now, we did get shot back, and that was a pretty high roll from that Aufklärungs Panzer, but we still obviously out-traded big time there. And we're going to move up again, keep on going. Oh, you really want to do that. Okay, bye-bye. I don't know what to say. Not the smartest play there. Now, this ARL is obviously trying to shoot me, but has bounced 2 shells so far. We're going to aim it on his tank, and bonk. There you go, 324. Again, the alpha damage of this vehicle is really nice. And the armor's been doing just fine. I mean, the ARL is very good armor, and also all the values that you'd want. Obviously, we get a bounce from the Leo. That thing has terrible levels of pen. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to push the IS-2. I think that's going to be a fairly reasonable play. Not able to high explosive pen him, but 364, and then a nice little 60 damage love tap into the rear. That actually puts our damage closer to, 430? It's not bad at all. Wish we could find a spot to high explosive him, but you know what? We ammo rack damaged him there. There you go. That's what happens if you don't repair a damaged ammo rack. Well, pretty good stuff so far. Now we're just going to head over towards the Leo, and we'll see if we can get just that little bit extra of damage out. We also have the AMX miss right here, which we get a 314 damage clear into. Sweet. This was a great game. And we ended up dealing, again, 2,600 damage, plus a little bit of a 60 damage ram. Sweet. Yeah, I think the E10 is fun. This is it was a free vehicle given away by Wargaming, and it's a very fun tank. It has great values going for it. Sure, against tier 8s, its armor can struggle a bit, but it still does very well, and I don't know. I have a lot of fun playing this tank. You guys can obviously let me know your personal feelings, comments, and opinions down below, but as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.